No, it's made with crickets.
Mag feast. It's the problem with extending the vowels in certain words. Just makes them read strangely to me.
Yeah. Spin it live. I know you're going. All right, we are live. Desert Bus South number 5. Let me hear, make some noise. Let's do some shots out of Dave & Buster's shot glasses. Crazy time. We are ready to play Desert Van Bus. Desert Bus South. Make some noise. Yeah, all right, we're doing a live call, and let me bring the music down. How are you doing, regular Desert Bus?
We're doing really well, Mikey. Thanks for having us.
We've been going 17 hours. We are about to play the game. We're installing the Jaguar right now. I'm going to turn this really annoying light off of right now.
Do you have all the latest drivers?
The Jaguar drivers.
I've never tried playing one.
I want you to know that I toned down the amounts of blood.
I was going to say, are you okay?
Earlier. I wanted like a diet amount of Andrew WK.
Oh man. Good job.
I am such an idiot. How are you guys doing?
We're doing wonderfully, Mikey. How are you?
I clearly was messing around with Darude Sandstorm all day. That's our one track at DB South. It's just that.
Just Sandstorm on
Weird sandstorm.
just on loop.
Sandstorm all day, or get out. That's our hashtag. Oh,
That's it. Hey, Twitter can actually handle your hashtags now.
well, that's why I tried to make it Desert Bus with a 5, but also the South. Desert Bus South. I don't agree with the branding down here. They're missing, but I'm
Desert Bus South.
Man, I can't believe it's been a whole year since we've done this.
I know. We miss you.
Yeah, man. Every year I think I'm gonna get to stuff and do things, and then I get really sick or other things happen. So soon, dang it, I need to get up there for real. Because then Desert Bus South will be at regular Desert Bus, and we can combine the two into Super Desert Bus.
We'll make sure to figure out which part of the room is the southern part. I think it's over here actually. If north is that way. Yeah, we'll cordon off a southern zone to make sure that we can give.
What the?
I hear some joy happening. some film joy.
Oh, that was on our end? Whoops.
Yeah.
It wasn't on mine. I'm not queuing up my own videos to watch during a charity stream.
I don't know what that was.
I'm self-involved, but even that's a little much. So we should get out of the way. How are we doing the giveaway? Because I do have 4, so I want to make sure if we need to set the time aside and go 15 minutes at a time or whatever.
I believe the idea was that we would run one enormous donation drive from which there would be drawn 4 winners.
Okay. I wonder if that will make people as happy as they can. To me, it seems like giving them to 4 different people satisfies the most people, but if whoever wins wants to find films for them, that also makes sense.
Well, what's being given away? Or do you want to establish that first?
Let's go ahead and establish this. I'm proud of this one.
All right.
So obviously my full-time job is now Movies of Mikey, so the likeliness that I'm doing a Borderlands giveaway is less. I think Gearbox would have let me do it if I asked, but I'm kind of running my own ship now. So I thought, what would be a cool Movies of Mikey related thing to do? I was thinking movie posters and all that kind of stuff. And I called up one of my artist friends, Noel, and I kind of pitched her this idea. I said, I want to take the existing Blu-rays from like 4 of my most popular episodes, which are Fury Road, John Wick, Princess Mononoke, and The Force Awakens. And I thought it would be a cool idea to make new cup for them, but in a mixed media sort of like actual art kind of way. I thought that would be a cool giveaway, as if it's like you had Fury Road. See, it's like all shiny and stuff too.
Yeah.
So Fury Road. By the way, I signed all of the actual discs.
Sweet.
So you get my actual copy of Fury Road, my actual copy of John Wick. I had fun with that one. Went all kitschy with it. It's got paint and all kinds of stuff. Princess Mononoke. Wait. With the little dude on the back. And The Force Awakens, which is like Noelle went all out on this one. She did this one mostly by hand because I can't paint BB-8 like she can. Also, there's lightsabers on the back. They're pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of these. Like I knew I had a good giveaway when I realized I wanted to keep these. So that's what I got. There's 4 different movies. To me, it seems smart for them to all go to different homes. But if you think it'll make more money for you guys and the kids,
no. They're going to go to different homes. It's rather than running 4 individual drives, we're going to run 1 drive and draw 4 winners.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're. Oh, yeah. That is great.
Yeah. Sorry, there may have been a miscommunication. No. They're going to go to different folks. Great.
I really feel like I've been partying for now. I went so out of my way to like douse myself in sweat and blood and crap. I'm like out of breath on fake, like spinning Darude Sandstorm for 17 hours.
Sorry. Some people in chat missed the part where you were like, I was trying to do an Andrew WK thing, and are like, is the blood real? It's like, well, no, come on.
You know what we should do? Let's add a 5th giveaway, and I will give you my shirt. Because that seems like a good giveaway.
Is it?
It's got all the. What?
Oh, is it actual blood or?
No. Okay, not all of it. No, it's fake blood out of a tube from like Halloween Town or whatever that store is called. Halloween Town, that's it. Nailed it. Party City, whatever. I'm gonna move my Skype window because I keep having to look right. I realize I don't need the strobe light on my main screen anymore. So hi. This makes more sense.
Well, I don't, unless I look over there, I can't. Well, I can look there and sort of and see you as well. Hello. We were just talking. Someone was asking what conventions we're going to be at. Are you going to be at anything that we're going to be at? Do I get to give you a hug at some point?
I'm taking a small break. I'm definitely not going to be at South. I probably won't be at East. I'm taking a little break, but I don't know. I think I'm going to try VidCon this year for the first time.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
We've never been.
Branching out. Let us know. Yeah, I haven't either. I need to beat up Logan Paul in person. I feel like that's the thing I need to do in my life. This is actually Logan Paul's blood.
Send away? As a joke.
He bleeds on people as a joke.
He sells them in vials. It's what's link in the description? That's the one.
Link in bio.
Link in bio? Is that it?
Bio.
Link in bio. Okay. I don't watch his stuff, so I don't.
Jake Paul's the bad one. Logan Paul's the slightly less bad one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was actually a big distinction.
Yes.
Okay.
Team 10. No, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. What happened to the other 9 teams?
I think they were eaten.
Understand.
Do you know about
by his
gang?
brother, actually.
There's a rival gang.
Clout gang.
Clout gang. Tell me
Clout.
Headed up by FaZe Banks.
Who are these people?
And Alyssa Violet.
Okay,
Jake Paul's ex-girlfriend.
I'm not involved in as much of the YouTube drama
it's like
as
Sharks versus Jets.
Okay.
Yeah. For people whose full-time job is YouTube, we really don't know any of these people. I'm like,
yeah.
One of them was probably a rapper, I'm guessing. I don't know.
He's right.
Okay. All right, cool.
That's YouTube.
So do you want to begin the giveaway?
Yeah, like how long are we running it for? We can just run it in the background while you're asking questions or whatever else.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's well, we need an amount, don't we? What do you think is a good dollar amount, Mikey?
$5.55 because that's the Arby's deal, right? $5.55, is that not?
We can do that.
I'm very hungry right now. I think that's my problem. So
Okay.
question, I'm just gonna go back to Arby's.
All
Which
right.
is ironically the thing people yell at me the most. I go somewhere and they're like, "Go back to Arby's," and I'm like, "That words hurt, friend."
So there's some suggestions. Okay, so hang on, hold on, chat. There's some suggestions for running them on different dollar amounts so that people can.
Yeah, I imagine people want to choose their film is the thing,
Yeah.
and I think that Force Awakens gonna go for the most. So
That's fair. All right, so maybe do we?
I'll just hold them up.
Do you
Keep
wanna,
talking.
Do you want to do wildly different amounts or just like a 1 cent increment between them?
I have no opinion on what works the best.
Well, we can do.
'Cause-
We can start with Arby's. We can do 5.55. Then we can just do 5.56, 57, and 58.
I think
That
that's the
sounds
way to
perfect
go.
to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Because if
Let,
you price one up higher, you potentially disincentivize.
that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. We want to keep them as close as possible. So,
And the shirt.
and we can't add that.
Oh.
Yeah. So what? Okay. So what's the order then?
I think we should start with John Wick.
Okay. So John Wick is
because
5.55.
John Wick is the most Arby's movie among them.
All right.
then-
if you
then-
could please rate these 4 movies from most to least Arby's for us.
It goes John Wick is most Arby's, definitely.
Okay.
Fury Road is second most Arby's because if you showed up with Arby's in that movie, everyone would be like, I need that right now. Like, Fury Road, everyone would be a lot happier if they had Arby's. I'm just saying.
Okay. So
Then
5.55 for John Wick. 5.56 for Fury Road.
557 for Mononoke Jaime, and 558 for The Force Awakens.
The least Arby's of these 4 movies.
So, I mean,
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face through that.
We will see.
it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Literally, canonically, Arby's cannot exist yet.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't. Yeah, all right. John Wick takes place in this real actual world, presumably. Fury Road takes place in some sort of future where Arby's probably existed at one point. And then-
I now want to start a new movie review show where I tell you about new films as how much Arby's they are. Blade Runner 2049 was like a good amount of Arby's. Not the most, but a good amount of Arby's.
Sorry, Ian is volunteering that Mononoke Hime takes place in a world with sentient horsey sauce.
That's probably true. I can't wait till everyone screen caps this and they're like, Mikey Neumann in a fight. I don't even know what the captions. You can't caption that Mikey Neumann has been in a fight because everybody's like, nah. Obviously, that's not true.
So, we're just getting that all locked away. So, for the next I don't know, however long Mikey's around. How long are you around on this call, Mikey?
My night is totally open. I wasn't planning anything, so
All right.
we can hang out. I miss all my friends on the couch. There's so many people I love in that room.
For the next, let's give Mikey that wide room camera.
Also, there's people repping with my shirts in the room. Go Steph Martin. That's pretty cool. Engineering's doing it too. I feel loved.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
feel loved.
There's someone in engineering that has one as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretzel. That was the first thing I saw when I called in. I was like, oh, but like I'm still very wet and there was a lot more blood on my face. So I was like, it's not what you think.
Oh, I see. Mikey's seeing the wide camera. Ah, I got you. Okay. So, to reiterate, for the next, okay, we'll say, I guess we'll give it half an hour to make sure
Sure.
people have time to get in. So until 7:45, if you want, this is Mikey's literal actual copy of these movies that he has signed, and that he and I'm sorry, her name again.
Sorry?
The
Oh, Noelle. Noelle was my friend. She
Yes.
helped me do all that. It's all her art supplies.
That,
She's an actual artist. I'm just a wannabe.
that
Or
he
a
and Noel
fake.
have done new custom covers for.
Yeah.
Donate $5.55 or multiples thereof to be entered to win John Wick. $5.56 for Fury Road. $5.57 for Mononoke Hime, Princess Mononoke, and $5.58 for The Force Awakens. Okay.
It sounded like you said The Horse Awakens, and then that immediately led to The Horsey Awakens, and you see where this is going.
The Horsey
You
Sauce
see-
Awakens.
The Horsey Sauce Awakens. Luke. You've turned off your Arby's computer. Doesn't even...
Use the cheese goo.
It was such a way... There's still some root beer in here. So these are really Dave & Buster shot glasses, because I thought, what is the lamest DJ at a party?
Ashton got a point.
What?
Ashton got a point.
Oh. Well, all right.
We have this game that we play sometimes. It's largely inconsequential.
I saw that you guys pulled the video from, I guess it was 2 years ago, where I was on the TV.
Yeah, we
You
didn't
guys
have
played that earlier.
We didn't have a bit prepared for coming back from a downtime, so we were like,
Right.
let's just go back to a good one.
I enjoyed just watching chat have no idea what was going on. Who is this weird blonde boy? Who is the small child that has wandered onto set onto a television?
Why is the set changed completely?
Yeah. Why does it say 9?
Why is there branding off?
Yeah.
We have some questions for you from the blog post here.
Okay.
If you are interested in that. I really love, this is a question by Favouth. I really love Stranger Than Fiction, but it's not really that well known. Are there any other lesser known films you want to dive into, or just rapid fire mention here?
Stranger Than Fiction is actually one of those films.
I like that one a lot.
It has the sweetest giving someone else flowers scene ever, because he gets her flowers, Flours, because she's a baker, and he gives her flour, but all these different kinds, and I was like, that is the sweetest darn thing. But I like that movie. It's weird, but yeah, I don't know. Like nowadays, I try not to have much of an opinion on anything, because everyone's gonna kind of force movies. Creed was on that list, and I just did Creed, but not because of a vote. I was just like, I need to do this. What is going on?
Oh,
Are you
just
Bob Barker.
Johnny's just doing some. Is it so?
It's so people, because no one can hear the room,
Oh,
I see.
but they can hear this. Yeah, I'll just put this here. So if there's questions for the room, then.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
Johnny had a bust.
if one of you wants to sing Darude Sandstorm on that mic, it's just awful cacophony. Just a terrible noise. That was vile sounding.
Got him.
Now I want a karaoke. Hey, hello, this is Darude Sandstorm. It's a song my mom used to sing to me when I was a baby. Here we go. Like,
You just have someone in the back of the karaoke place go, "What song is this?"
Hey, Freebird! No. That's the correct response, is just shout no and refuse to perform.
Here's a question from Jackson, who begins by saying, the Borderlands series is one of my favorite games. I've logged more hours on it than I care to admit. Scooter is also, in my opinion, the best NPC. What are your favorite Scooter scenes, or just single lines?
I will censor one of the words, because I've always had a fondness for, it was in one of the DLCs, the third one of the first Borderlands, where Scooter gets really excited and he yells, "Sweet Jesus, Titty, cinnamon." because it's so dumb on every conceivable level, and he's so excited to shout it. That one always made me laugh a lot because it's by far the dumbest line.
Awesome. But
yeah, I don't know. A lot of the stuff in Tales was really fun because we got to like make an actual character out of Scooter. Sorry, Tales from the Borderlands, the Telltale game. That was fun because we actually made Scooter a person as opposed to a guy that just shouts about the cars all the time. He actually because it was hard because in that first episode, the first scene is like Scooter and another character in a closed room, and it's like, can you sound conversational? Can you sound like you're talking? And I was like, I don't know if we ever did that before. It's just always like, hello, like all the time. That was a fun challenge.
I hate to cut in, but we just broke $350,000, and everyone's very excited about it. And now we have confetti, and we're gonna just briefly take a little dance party.
No, wait! I got you. Wait.
Uh-oh. Engineering? Mikey's got us covered.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
That was just a root sandstorm again.
I wasn't sure where we were going.
What?
He's handing out drugs.
No, no.
Is that Jingle Jangle from Riverdale? Somebody got that.
Mikey, I need you to know that Rec, one of our site volunteers, is a huge fan of Crimea Riverdale, and made these.
Made Jingle Jangle.
He made Jingle Jangle.
I need me some of that.
Because he didn't know where to buy pixie sticks, so he's... What did you do with these? Wait, where's the mic? Or do you have the mic? Or just tell me. I'll pass it on. Oh, you have it. Okay.
These are Starbucks straws that I welded shut with a knife and chopped up some sugar cubes and some of Tara's custom sprinkles, just to give it a little bit of crunch. And then I waited for the first random dance party to start handing out Jingle Jangle, because that seems like when you would do it, doesn't it?
How do they taste?
Bad.
Pretty bad.
Like sugar.
Oh, that is a crunch.
Oh.
Yeah. It's going to have some texture
issues.
Sugar right there. It's going to have some texture issues.
You put on the Letterman jacket.
But I put on the I got my name on the Letterman jacket?
Sugar.
Ready. We're ready to go to Riverdale.
I would tell you to be careful, but I don't actually know what Jingle Jangle is supposed to do because it's not really consistent or known on Riverdale. I think it's sort of like speed, but mixed with cocaine and snorting corpses.
Kathleen and I have finally started watching it. We're like 6 or 7 episodes into the first season. It's nuts. Yeah.
And trashy.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I love Riverdale. I didn't know if I was going to, but I ended up. Because like we started it as a joke, like, man, this is a trashy, hilarious show. This is gonna be great, and me and John both fell in love with it. I am like territorial about those characters now. Like, you speak ill of my boy Jugs, we're gonna have words. They're not gonna be nice ones. And then I'll be wearing your shoe.
Granted, I am only, like I said, 6 or 7 episodes into the first season, but. Is there something like wrong with Archie? Like, is there bad water at the Andrews residence? Because he's so stupid.
So if you listen to Crimea Riverdale, you will know that one of the running themes is I never let Archie off the hook ever.
Good.
For all things.
I haven't listened to Crimea Riverdale yet because I want to do the show first, but
yeah. No, it's all good. He sort of redeems himself like once, and then he goes back to being like, so one of the things we started calling him, and I'm trying not to spoil anything, but I do need to say the phrase "gay ISIS" because that is essentially a thing he starts. That is really strange.
That's a really good way of describing that, actually.
Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, you're like,
yeah.
That is
it took me a second to figure out what you were referencing, and then I went, oh, damn.
It's because of olive oil, isn't it?
Because everyone else in the show is like, they sort of vacillate between awful or not awful, but they always have these motivations, and you're like, okay, I don't necessarily agree or disagree with what they're doing, but I understand why their character wants to do this. And Archie's just like, how can I make this the worst situation possible?
We actually have 2 running bits now on the show. One is Be Fred. We want to make wristbands that just say #BeFred, because like Fred is always dispensing amazing advice to his child, and his child is like, what if I did the exact opposite of whatever is smart in this situation?
Well, that's my theory here, is that they gave Archie the direction, okay, Luke Perry's going to be your father. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, I got that. And didn't read the script for this show. Right. Just the one for 90210.
Right. Well, our second bit is, I've started finding scenes such as Jughead crying and like Jughead and Archie emerging from a car all bloody and like freaked out, where I just the bit is called "That's My Sexuality." Apparently, watching Jughead cry, I'm like, that is, yeah. I don't know why. So there's always like one scene. We're gonna do a coffee table book called "That's My Sexuality," and it's just gonna be the weirdest scenes.
There's a couple people in chat, probably more than a couple, who have not seen Riverdale. Could you briefly describe what the show is?
Twin Peaks.
Yes. So Riverdale is my brand in a nutshell, where you take one thing, a really well-known thing, and then apply some whole other storyline to it. So it is all the Archie characters you know and love, very much down into the D and E teams of the comic book, because a lot of the side characters are from the comic books. Mm-hmm. But they decided to apply that formula as a very modern murder mystery, but sort of timelessly, because the set design and costume design is all from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Just, I don't know. Everyone is dressed to the nines always, and they always all look perfect. I don't know who the costume designer is for that show,
and the
but
lighting.
Give them a raise. Yeah, lighting. It's all kind of noirish. Season 2 is much more sort of a retread of the Zodiac Killer than anything. That's its closest. Yeah, it gets real weird. It's like Sundays where my freak flag comes out, and that's Riverdale. But yeah, it's Archie / modern murder mystery.
But if everybody
also
was
funny.
awful.
And also Cheryl, who fits into no categories, but big ups to Cheryl.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that was a bit of a digression. But anyway, back to some of these questions. This is a question from someone named Mikey, it's not a question. They just said, "I want you to know you're great, and my name is also Mikey, and I'm super proud to share that small thing with you."
Well, I'm proud that you shared it, Mikey friend, new Mikey friend.
Question from Lord Hosk: do you like causing trouble up in hotel rooms?
Only when I'm having secret little rendezvous.
Oh.
I'll write that down.
If you don't know the reference, that is a One Direction song, because once upon a time on my show, because I like to use, well, let's rephrase. I like to weaponize music on my show, and I thought it would be a really funny juxtaposition if I did a cover of One Direction's Perfect against a movie about trying to catch a serial killer, because I found that juxtaposition hilarious. Some people didn't, but now I'm One Direction boy forever. I don't know.
Lord Hosk also continues, because Mikey, you're perfect. Yeah, Mikey, you're perfect. Just want to make sure that I get his entire message.
Baby, you're perfect.
Question from Steven. Mikey, you're an inspiration for film geeks. Sometimes watching movies with Mikey is like taking the top of my head off and pouring out the thoughts, only in a way where the words make sense. Also, thank you for your Sunshine video. It's a movie I'm constantly having to defend. My question is, would you do movies with Mikey on older experimental classic films like Bergman or Truffaut?
So the answer right now in Mikey has 85,000 subscribers land is no, because I have to be a lot more careful about what movie I'm doing, because if I do Creed, for example, it stays right at the bottom forever. 10 Cloverfield Lane is also right at the bottom of the show. So a passion project like Truffaut, who's going to click that? I did Amelie, and I talked about Truffaut in it, but I can't imagine. I honestly can't imagine doing that on my show right now until I have a much firmer business footing on how many subs, because now it's my job, so now I need to be a little more mature about film choices.
Right. Mikey, this is a question from Cyranos. Mikey, you're awesome, and I love movies with Mikey so much. My favorite, and the one that I use to convert my friends into fans, is Fifth Element versus A Good Day to Die Hard. Have you considered any other movies for a similar versus theme?
I would be open to hearing suggestions, so tweet me some. That one specifically was I wanted to do an episode on The Fifth Element, and I was thinking, like, while watching it, I was like, man, this is, like, every single beat is a Die Hard film. It's not just like Bruce Willis kills guys. It's like, it is a Die Hard film. And the thought was, can I simultaneously talk about how great The Fifth Element is, and then absolutely destroy Die Hard 5, therefore canonizing The Fifth Element as a Die Hard film and Die Hard 5 is not. That was the idea. I don't know another. Actually, I could do that with Master and Commander and like Star Trek Into Darkness. I would decanonize Into Darkness as a Star Trek film and give it to Master and Commander.
That sounds great.
Just because that's a funny bit.
Yeah, I would love to see that. By the way, just as a reminder, if you're just joining us, we have, as you see, a little over 12 minutes remaining on the Movies with Mikey giveaways. And Mikey, could you show off again? If you donate $5.55, you are entered to win John Wick, Mikey's own copy of John Wick with custom new original art cover and signed by Mikey.
I would like to point out all of the blood on here is hot pink. It's totally on brand. They all have pink on them. That's funny.
556 enters you to win Fury Road. Also signed.
I need to stop showing the inside because I'm showing that. Whatever.
That's okay. 557 is Princess Mononoke Hime. And $5.58 enters you to win The Force Awakens with BB-8 and lightsabers. No Arby's will be included.
What? Oh my god.
Wow, that's quite a Photoshop that just popped up in chat. Star Wars The Horse Awakens. Okay.
That joke was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Some poor person like ran off to their computer, opened Photoshop, and they're like, "This is my moment." And it's like, let's give it to them.
They nailed it.
That's awesome. You spent 20 minutes doing that. That's awesome.
Let's see here. Question from Carbonell Cookie. Mikey, as a fellow Flying Ace Squadron member, I want to thank you for being public about your asexuality. It's rough being invisible to most of the world and facing weird hostility in many queer spaces, and just having someone with a platform talk about it helps a lot. Thanks. I don't have a question, just a lot of emotions.
I not to draw a sour note, because there's something really important in that question, which is ace people not feeling comfortable in LGBTQIA spaces, which is really odd. But again, we're at the end of the thing, and we're not necessarily that comfortable in pride parades the way that other people are, because you're kind of always the A. Oh, and asexuals. Yeah. I sympathize with that a lot. That's like that can be hard. You wanna feel accepted, but you're not always sure where to be accepted. So I'm fighting to figure that out, my friend. I really want to.
Cheers. Hey, lots of love up in the chat too.
My Twitter is going absolutely bananas. It's just quotes from this stream, and they're all bad. I mean, they're great, but
Question from Cyclops Boy: have you ever been tempted to make a negative Movies with Mikey episode?
at the beginning when I didn't know what. So like everybody starts out, I think, close to the center, because film crit YouTube now. A lot of us grew up. YouTube grew up. We're all old. Grew up watching like Red Letter Media and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think, like, because if you look back at my first two reviews, it's Ninja Turtles 1, which I was like, holy crap, how is this movie still good? I didn't understand. So I really just talk about how great that film is from a filmmaking perspective. But if you watch my Ninja Turtles 2 piece, I utterly destroy it.
Yeah.
And it's not too long after that I did Pearl Harbor, the Michael Bay film, which is like half supportive and half just like, what are you doing, Alec Baldwin? And I went through a few more movies like Lady Hawk and Last Action Hero, and it was only kind of coming out after that I realized what my show was. I don't think people want me to tear stuff down. I don't know if that's
There's a lot of that already.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a thing I really want to do. I mean, I started Deep Dive, and we just brought that back, but that's still the complete opposite, where we watch unbelievably terrible movies. In fact, the next one is Mordecai, and we really struggled because Johnny Depp gets a little salty with some people, and it feels bad because it's not just as simple as we're gonna love a bad film, because that's where we started. It's like no matter what, we're gonna love it. And that's really fun. We recorded an episode. I'm just announcing everything now. We watched Ghost of Mars, and we all had the most amazing time because it was really easy to like, oh, okay, I see why this deserves love. It's like a lot of people really tried, even if it's like super dumb, because we like dumb things. I don't think I'm good at riffing, like just making fun of stuff. Because I feel bad like 2 minutes in, because I'm like, look at all the effort on display. Look at that. Because like I will watch the worst movie ever, and I'll still be like, that costume designer deserves a raise.
Yeah. Because
there's always somebody who tried, even if the director is Zack Snyder. Sorry, even if the director is anyone. You see all the effort from every other department, and I for whatever reason I just have to talk about the good stuff because that's my show. I don't want to do that, but
everybody I speak to, well, myself included, the thing that they like about Movies with Mikey is the positivity and the joy of that you bring to explaining the format and all the movies, like all the joy and positive things in the movie. Like Graham said, there's already a lot of like harsh critiques out there, and being able to celebrate the art form is something fresh and something people like.
Yeah, I know. I felt that on episodes like Interstellar or Sunshine. Those I love doing a big sci-fi movie that like the internet has determined is bad, because the ending gets all feelsy or whatever, but not trying to understand the metaphor of it. Like when a story goes from literal to metaphor to prove a point and actually say something, especially one that lines up with earlier in the film, I think that's beautiful. Like it's hard, so hard to argue that Interstellar is dumb because they're like, and then the ending was all about love, and I'm like, dog, watch the film. The whole film is about love. Literally, the most intrinsic connection in that film is the love between a parent and a child. So I don't. It's you have to pay a little more attention sometimes to realize a movie isn't dumb, and that's what I love, is being able to talk about that and people go, you know what? Okay, yeah, I see why this movie's good. Because I think Christopher Nolan swung for the fences on that and tried to do something really big, and some people didn't let him have it, and I thought that sucked. So I tried to fix it.
Dear Dr. Mikey, can you explain which of these 4 movies is the Dark Souls of movies?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Oh, of these 4?
Yeah.
So the first thing that needs to apply is which of these 4 is the hardest to get through.
Yeah.
And which of these 4 do people purchase and then put back on the shelf because they didn't want something that hard to get through. It's so in terms of difficulty, I got to say Princess Mononoke is my Dark Souls of movies out of these 4.
Yeah.
Because John Wick is just easy to watch, except for all the horrible, disgusting violence. Except for that, which also kind of makes it Dark Souls.
Yeah. We talked a bunch about Crimey Riverdale. Speaking of podcasts, just some kind comments about TV crimes, and hoping that there will be more.
We're
Nim.
trying.
Yeah.
This year threw us for a loop. Me and Will are gonna talk again about it. We talked a couple times, actually in the last month, about this specific thing. I need to retool the format of that show because that was very much acclimated to my old life as a person who did YouTube and other stuff part time. So I need to reacclimate the amount of time I can spend on that.
Right.
So yeah, hopefully we figure something out. I don't know if it'll be a new show or a reboot or literally the same show. I don't know, but I want to because Will is really fun to do podcasts with.
Yeah.
I think Will is hysterical.
Yeah.
Especially when you bleep him with Hanna-Barbera noises.
Just over 3 minutes left on Mikey's giveaway. There's information on it in chat, but as a reminder, if you donate $5.55, you're entered to win Mikey's copy of John Wick, 556 for Fury Road, 557 for Mononoke Hime, 558 for The Force Awakens, all Mikey's personal copies that he has signed and also done custom art for the dust jacket. They look great. And that'll be the drive will be wrapping up in about 2.5 minutes now, and then we're gonna have to wait a while before we can actually draw the winners because PayPal's being a big old butt. So
a real butt.
Yeah.
So we have no idea how much money it's raised yet, or if it has raised any.
Well, the total doesn't often go up during a phone call, but we did cross 350 earlier, and now we're up at 352. So. It's definitely, we've gone up by a couple $1,000s, and I can't imagine any other reason why that would have happened. So, something's working.
All right. Sounds good.
Hey, Mikey, what's been your top film this year?
That is an excellent question. With an asterisk. Baby Driver. The least surprising answer of all time, but I
is Edgar right? I feel you.
Well, I 100% agree with the criticisms that the female characters are just kind of in there.
Yeah.
Like they don't have much agency over it, and arguably it sucks that Kevin Spacey has a monumental amount of agency over it, which that's a black mark on a film. But to me, it was very much a musical reality. Like everyone hears music, and like the world changes based on it when he's running around. To me, it was sort of like a musical love story where him and the waitress just fall in love, and that's dumb in 2017 realism terms. But given what the story needed to be, which is one of actually just trying to achieve your dream, which is drive off with somebody and live happily ever after, I think that it needs to be that cheesy sort of on-the-nose musical aspect because there's so much stuff. Like if they spent 20 minutes having them fall in love and doing all this other stuff, it would drag a movie down that is pedal to the floor from moment one. However, still sucks there's a lack of female characters with speaking roles in that movie. So I'm sort of, like I said, number one with an asterisk.
All right. What's a movie that you cannot wait to get into on an upcoming deep dive? Like beyond the ones that you mentioned are coming up.
Oof, that is a good question. There's so many, like in my heart of hearts, it's Batman v Superman, just because they're outside of the fact that there is a whole lot in that movie to just scratch your head and go, what? If the show is tell us what there was to love, I think the main idea of trying what Snyder attempted was interesting, and there's some things to love in that film. So I don't know. I think this is like 5% good, 95% bad, but we can focus on the 5% between costumes, lighting, cinematography. I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff in between Batman murdering people. Not explaining to an audience that Batman's going to murder people.
Yeah. Speaking of the DCEU, because I've been busy with Desert Bus, obviously haven't seen Justice League, and I had like 5 minutes to look on Twitter today, and I saw the video, the Now This video that you retweeted about Superman's mustache.
Yeah, somebody sent me that. They were like, "You're in a what is it called?" They had like 1 million some subs. I didn't even
Now
heard
This.
of them. Is that like a Facebook?
I don't know. But
it's some kind of social network.
Yeah.
It was Square Video, and Square Video means Facebook immediately to me. Or Wes Anderson. It's one of the two. Facebook or Grand Budapest Hotel.
So yeah, apparently it's like super obvious that they had to art out his Mission Impossible mustache.
It's terrible. It's awful.
I can't wait.
It is. First of all, I want to point out it is a positive because it gives you something to do. That's a rough film. Batman v Superman, I think cohesively made sense. I don't think people liked what it cohesively said, but it was cohesive. Justice League is, my God, it's all over the place. Because they essentially took half a Zack Snyder film and half of a Joss Whedon one, and so you get what it sounds like. It's head scratchy.
Wow.
It's weird. You're like, why did you not just delay this? Like, I don't understand. They were so convinced that getting to this finish line was the right finish line, and I don't think it was, and I think we're gonna see over the coming days, months, years, I don't know.
They really rushed into the group team up movie, I think. Or it feels rushed. I guess it's been some number of years, but it.
I'm staying quiet because I will die.
Matt has too many opinions.
It's the difference between doing 2 movies before getting to the Justice League and doing 5 movies before getting to the Avengers.
Yeah.
And actually telling self, because like Batman v Superman wasn't really a story. Here, wait. Let's try a thing.
Okay.
Tell me the story of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, or if you don't know that movie that well. I'm trying to pick a movie to illustrate simple plotting.
Right.
Star Wars. It's like, there's a guy on a back planet who needs to save the Empire, and apparently he has a. They're so easy to talk about that. Tell me the story of Batman v Superman. I'll give you time.
The guy asks another guy if he bleeds, and then they have a mom.
Do you bleed? Yes. Here's the thing. That's already answered. Superman 2 showed us that he can, all the way back with Christopher Reeve. He gave up his powers and he started to bleed. Also, Superman 2 was an actual story.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen Batman versus Superman because I saw Batman. Is it V? It's V, right?
It is
Batman,
V.
Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen it because I saw Man of Steel and was like, I'm out.
It's not as good as Man of Steel. Loosely. Now I'm trying to remember even where to start. It's like Superman has been going around doing his thing, and some people really like him and some people really hate him, and Batman is mostly like, I don't know, he could destroy the Earth, we've probably got to stop him. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor is secretly banking kryptonite so that he can execute a plan so that Batman will steal the kryptonite to use it against Superman. Well, after Lex Luthor manipulates Batman into, like, deciding he needs to kill Superman, but Batman was basically already in the position of wanting to stop Superman anyhow. And then while all this is happening, he's like, all right, go kill the Superman. So Batman heads off to kill the Superman. Meanwhile, Lex is executing a second plan that renders that entire first plan completely irrelevant, as he's using the body of Zod to create Doomsday, basically, which he unleashes on Earth to kill Superman. And essentially the only reason he doesn't kill everybody is that Batman had the kryptonite that he stole from Lex Luthor earlier on and made a lance out of, that Superman can then sacrifice himself to kill Doomsday. It's like the most convoluted bull bus.
None of that makes internal sense.
No.
Oh.
So here's a really easy question.
Okay.
Tell me who the main character of Batman v Superman is.
Lex Luthor.
You, the viewer.
Matt says Lex Luthor.
That's so the best I can say is that that's not incorrect. Because the main character and the protagonist being different people is strange. And I'm not sure who either actually is. It's a sequel to a Superman movie, but Superman has no agency within it. The only person that has agency is Lex Luthor, who outsmarts the smartest detective on the planet, I guess. I don't know. It's we're gonna be studying that one for a while.
Also, Wonder Woman's in it.
Oh yeah,
she's the best part of it, which isn't saying anything.
Yeah.
Mind you.
We'll do a couple more questions. Dear Dr. Mikey, so you're a positive film reviewer, which I adore, and you said you have issues riffing on films. How do you feel about Mystery Science Theater? If you like it, do you have any particularly favorite episodes? I feel like it. This is the question continuing. I feel like it springs from a place of love as well, and I absolutely adore some of their episodes. And while I agree one should aim to build up rather than tear down, I find joy in watching someone who clearly understands films better than I do, laughing at the stupid stuff that I laugh at in films.
So first, I think my absolute favorite is Pod People with Trumpy. You can do magical things. Like since I was like 12, but I have a quick story.
The movie with more fog than The Fog, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So much. But I saw this episode I'd never seen before. This was, and we'll fast forward through this part. It was right after I got out of the hospital when I was still very immobile and couldn't really talk. And it was real late at night, and I was watching an episode I'd never seen that was on Netflix. I think it's still up there. You should look for it. It's going to blow your mind. It's called Side Hackers.
Yes.
And it's a film where the main character and some other people ride motorbikes with a sidecar on it that you have to like move your butt around to like side hack. It's really strange. All girlfriend characters of the main character are murdered horribly, and all of the characters actually, but the girlfriend's first just to make it awful. I kept falling asleep when I was watching this because it was late at night and my body was still really messed up. But there's a line early in the film, and it's dumb. The guy walks up and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to the sandwich place. You want something?" And again, it's like 1 a.m, and I can't just type jimmyjohns.com on my thing. I'm like, man, I want a sandwich, but I'm immobile and cannot make one. So in between watching this movie, which was depressing and horrible and weird and totally worth watching, while being depressing and horrible and weird, and because they're funny, they actually keep it up the whole time. But the next morning at like 10, I'm watching the clock, waiting, because I woke up at like 6 a.m. or something stupid. But I'm waiting for 11 o'clock to roll around so I can call Jimmy John's. Because somehow, even though I kept waking up and passing out all night long, and I was just exhausted, I was like, I still really need a sandwich. Because again, I was in the hospital for a long time, and I didn't know good food. And I hadn't had a sandwich yet since my body very much changed. So I ordered a sandwich. 30 minutes go by, and it arrives. And I've literally been dreaming about this sandwich for going on like 16 hours. And it shows up, and I pay the dude. Like, it takes me like 10 minutes just to get to the door. I keep shouting, just wait, because I had to like crawl on my hands. I get there, get the sandwich. I wasn't really sure about my hunger level at that point because my muscles were very atrophied and I didn't really know what I was going to do. I ate the sandwich in 8 seconds. I don't know where it went. I was so excited about a sub sandwich based on a terrible movie with a sandwich in it, which was not a sub sandwich. But now I'm thinking about that dang sandwich. I want a sandwich. So I get some Jimmy John's. 8. That is not an exaggeration. I ate it in 8 seconds.
It just went away.
I know for fact 2 things. It was the greatest sandwich I've ever eaten in my life, and I have no idea what it tasted like going down. It was just. But it was the greatest sandwich I've ever had in my entire life, and I owe it all to, well, 1, a horrible situation in the hospital, but 2, the episode Side Hackers, which I now have an intrinsic connection with, which I think is really interesting. I think it triggers me now. If I watched it again, how long do you think it would take me to be like, dude, I want a sandwich?
Would it be once that line is said, or would you have to have a sandwich ready for when that line is said?
I don't know. What time is it? It's like 10 here. I don't know who sells sandwiches this late. I'm gonna go find one.
Like make or order sandwiches and then begin watching Side Hackers.
That would be that should be like a thing I do now as a party. Is I get all my friends together, we watch Side Hackers, and I just have a bunch of sandwiches on the table, but no one is sure why they're there. But once that scene happens and everybody goes, man, I really want to sit. Wait, there's sandwiches. Oh, they'll get it.
8 seconds later.
What an amazing story. Thank you for sharing that.
I never got to share that before. So the God, I have so much PTSD about that time in my life because for 2 weeks I was just alone and in a bed after 10 days in a hospital. And there's so many like weird because I couldn't do anything. I made beef stew when I could stand, but I couldn't cut, so it took me like 2 hours just to cut up the stuff and get it in the pot. It took about 8 hours to cook down, which was from start to finish was literally season 1 of what's the spinoff of Better Call Saul. It was on Netflix.
Yeah. And
I wanted to watch it again because again I just consumed all of Netflix because again I'm just immobilized in bed. And that would like when I got the stew back, it was just horribly cut up and looked terrible. It was the greatest stew in my life because it was like the effort involved was like 10 hours of excruciating exercise just for this one bite where you're like, I didn't know food was this good.
A couple people actually in chat are wondering if you can recall what Jimmy John's sandwich you had.
Oh, without question, it was the Vito, which is the Italian sub. It's got capicola on there, salami. You get that with light vinaigrette. Tone that back, deli mustard, hot peppers. You're good to go. That's the Neumann promise. Take it from the guy covered in fake blood. That's a sandwich for you.
Wow, a lot of big fans of the Vito in chat.
It's a great sandwich.
I believe you.
My God, I want one so bad right now.
Well, I know what I'm gonna get. I know what I'm gonna get next time I'm near a Jimmy John's, which is not gonna be for a while, but I'm gonna do that.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if you go to Jimmy John's and get a Vito, tweet me a picture of it. I want tomorrow to be Vito Day.
Man, I wish we had Jimmy John's here now.
I know.
Yeah.
Yours would still be open at least. Mine are closing right now.
No, that's Victoria. They've been
no, we
closed
live in Victoria,
weeks
so
ago.
probably they would have closed at like 4.
To be fair, to make everybody jealous, what I'm actually going to do, because I didn't eat dinner because I was working and doing other stuff, I have tacos in the kitchen. I've realized this recently. You can buy ground Kobe beef. It's not very expensive because it's basically all the stuff they cut off, the very fatty ground.
Oh.
You can make tacos out of that.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to have Kobe beef tacos.
This is I can relate. The last time I bought a whole sirloin to cut up into steaks for myself, had some bunch of ends made up, so I just chopped that up into my own hamburger, stuck it in a food saver, sous vide sirloin.
Stop.
Wait.
making
Sorry,
me hungry.
Ian. I don't want to put you on blast right now.
Yep.
You sous vide a hamburger?
You sous vide the hamburger to keep it at medium rare, and then you finish it in a deep fryer just to crisp it.
You need.
That brought up my calculator. I don't know how that happened. Anybody need some math?
You need to realize that Ian will sous vide mostly anything.
Pretty much everything. Yeah.
No, I would like to try that. I think it would seal in the juices. Do you sear it right after?
Yeah.
Because you need that. You need that crust.
Well, that's that. You might have missed it because you took your headphones off because you were so disgusted with my. You got to pat it down dry, and then I've actually deep fried them, just flash fry to get that crust on the outside. Decadence, my friend.
An animal.
Decadence.
God, all of this talk about food is making me so hungry.
Yeah.
I should have done my call in like cooking and just explaining how to cook good things. Because then I could be eating as well.
You should.
Plus, Stephanie's wearing my own taco shirt, so literally my own face is winking at me from a taco this entire time.
So when do we get the Cooking with Mikey show?
I was gonna say, yeah. I know the channel's called Film Joy, which maybe
like we could do a dinner and a movie thing, you know.
I have been planning a cooking show called Food Adventures for 4 months now.
Sweet.
The idea is I have to take dumb things and make them great things. So one of the first experiments I did, I have no idea if we're ever going to do this because it's kind of expensive to do.
The Film Joy of cooking. Sorry.
Well, one of the first food adventures was, can you take Funyuns and Mountain Dew, 2 great tastes that taste great together, and make something new and transformative? So my thought was, I'm going to make fried chicken out of this, and I actually created a custom brine out of Mountain Dew and a bunch of other stuff. Brined the chicken in that, so literally brining chicken in Mountain Dew. And then I made a Funyun crust mixed with some panko and some other stuff to make it a little lighter. And I crusted Mountain Dew soaked chicken. It was really limey, but it was good.
That sounds amazing.
It was good. Sounds really good. Yeah, and Funyuns have so much salt in them naturally that you can sort of pull some of that out. But it's that was the idea behind the show. Can you make chicken fried steak out of filet mignon? Can you it's that sort of dumb thing where I take a dumb, stupid, horrible idea and then elevate it to something that you would be nuts to ever make in your own.
I'm stoked. I can't wait for that to become a reality.
I wanted to, but I got to figure that one out. That's going to take some steps and some crew and stuff.
My 2 great loves on the internet are movie YouTube and cooking YouTube. So bringing them together is like my brand.
Yeah, that's also pretty much my brand at this point. Although I haven't done any food films because I'm not sure I'm in love with any food films I'm a little in love with Chef. I thought that was a good movie. I'm more in love with the Binging with Babish episode where he makes the chef sandwich, and I was like, it's a great. If you type Binging with Babish Chef, trust me on this. He makes the most amazing sandwich you will ever see in your life. And I just told you a story about the most amazing sandwich you will ever eat.
Seconded.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out.
If you need a good food film to go with, may I recommend what recently got a Criterion release? Tampopo.
Tampopo.
Which is a show that's ostensibly about ramen.
Have you ever seen...
Interesting.
Yeah,
Mikey, if you haven't seen Tampopo, you really, really should. It's amazing.
I don't know anything about it, so that gives me something to do for the rest of the night.
It's like a Japanese Western.
Yeah, Japanese Western, but also interspersed with a bunch of small vignettes of short stories in film form.
It's bizarre, but amazing.
That then seamlessly move into the rest of the film. I highly recommend it.
I just really want to go watch Tampopo.
Do what you will with
I need to go to Jimmy John's.
Yeah, go to Jimmy John's.
Sous vide the Vito. Yep.
The sous vide.
But for real though, I should probably go and get actual dinner at some point. So, Mikey, we will as soon as we are able to draw winners, we will make sure to alert you. But I think we'll have to wrap up the wonderfulness that is having you here with us this evening. It's a pleasure as always, Mikey.
It's always I love doing this. It's fun.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you for joining us.
I need to turn my strobe light back on.
Oh, hell yeah. No, play us out.
No, I don't want to open the laptop and make Darude happen again. Some people call it Darude. Get it? Because it's like this.
We could do one on our end, unless you have any requests. You often have a song request.
I do actually. I have a very specific request because I want to see you sweat a little bit. I thought it would be really funny if you guys danced to Katie Lang's Constant Craving.
No.
Yes.
Down. That is so impossible.
I mean, we did slow Gundam style, so.
Oh, he's bringing it up.
Johnny's looking for it right now. Alrighty. Thank you, Mikey.
I'm excited. I have no idea what Ian's doing. Pretty good.
My eyes are right now.
I think Lily's the only one that even knows Katie Lang. She's like actually moving to the beat here. You gotta flow with it.
There's always 1, 2, 3, 4.
What? Okay. Katie Lang and Lil Jon, my favorite combo. Two great tastes. I already did that joke. I'm sorry.
Commit to the bit. Goodbye, Mikey.
Bye. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. Love you all. Bye.
Everybody okay?
Wow. That sure was a thing.
Could be alright, Graham?
Just have these constant cravings.
For Jimmy John's.
Oh, moly. All right.